Street art, urban art, murals, graffiti, vandalism, doodling, making a mess, whatever you want to call it, that's what this video is. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Now if you've been following me for a while, you know I've been experimenting with this concept that if the apocalypse comes, if a war comes, my generation, Generation X, and the generation above me, the millennials, will arm ourselves not with guns and green helmets, but with things from our pop culture. I experimented with this in the painting called Pop Girl and the one called Stargirl. It was the R2-D2 helmet, the Zelda necklace, Sword of Omen. So this idea that you arm yourselves with those things from your pop culture, be it a lightsaber or a blaster or whatever that thing is that the Power Rangers have. At the same time, I was thinking, these are all very harsh. I do like that, they're the fighters. But what about the mystics? What about the fantasy? What about the magic? And I thought it'd be quite cool to do something with the same concept, but bring in this softer side. Studio Ghibli. There is no other company who creates stuff that is so magical and fantastical and just beautiful. So I thought it'd be good to take their mascot, their Mickey Mouse, Totoro. This painting, I wanted to have this girl going grrr and attacking the view, this like quite angry woman looking out, but then on her head, this sort of Totoro helmet, this Totoro insignia, this top of this totem pole, Totoro totem pole. This juxtaposition between the cute and this angry would look really cool. I hate using the word juxtaposition, it's such a buzzword. So this painting was painted a couple of weeks ago live in front of a great big crowd, loads of people running around, loads of people singing, a bunch of my friends painting, drinking, smoking. It was a great weekend. This painting is about 9 foot tall by 150 inches wide. I'm going to narrate through the rest of this video, so I'll stop talking and here we go. Enjoy. I bet you're Totoro.
Thank you, Steve, for that lovely introduction. And here is Steve on the mic, the other Steve. As you can see, the base coat is already down. There was a sort of a pre-festival party the night before, so a bundle of us went down and got a jump on it and got our base colours down. The weather wasn't predicted to be great, so getting the base colours down the night before was really handy because when you do a lot of these murals or these street arts, you spend usually the first 2-3 hours literally watching paint dry, which is very infuriating because you can't do anything until that's dry. But this, we got a jump on it. As you can see, I'm putting down the first layer, the midtones here. Each one of those pieces of paper is A1, so you can get an idea of the size. And I'm going in with a blue-grey middle from Belton. Good advert. Sponsor me, please. This is the midtones for the Totoro helmet. Totoro helmet? The Totoro helmet or the Totoro hat. The girl's face, and then the hair. I'm using a darker blue to what the base blue is. I can't remember what the brand is or what the color is. I think it's tulip. So I'm going in there. I'm using a little bit of wood there, which is handy to block off to make sure the blue doesn't overshoot. And there's a little bit of jumping there. A lot of this video, there's bits here, jumps all around. So I'll try to keep you up to date when the video is jumping around because the camera stopped or I forgot to start it. Lots of things happened. Here I'm just going back in with the spray cans to even up the brakes, to get everything flowing a bit better, just to clean it up really. And then I'm going in with the black. This is going to be the detail. As you can see, I'm only putting stencils here on her face. I didn't feel like Totoro needed a stencil to do his black. I just gone freehand on that, as you'll see in a minute. So the this is the most detailed, the most delicate stencil. I'm going in with deep black, using a palette knife there to push the stencil down and make sure it doesn't fly around. Luckily, it wasn't too windy a day, so that was pretty easy. And on a beautiful surface to paint on, just plywood, which is really good to paint on. People chatting to me. Biggest problem of the day was a lot of chatters, which meant I was chatting and drinking and forgot about the painting. It's going to jump in a minute. There we go. Sorry again, camera. I don't know what happened. I've defined a lot of Totoro there. Go around the outside of his mask, defining a lot of the hand, a lot of the girl's eyes, a lot of her mouth, a lot of the snarl. Using a bit of paint, but mainly using paint pen, Posca paint pens here, because they dry quicker. Really, no other reason. I prefer to use a brush, but sometimes you want the drying. Blacking the nose, blacking the eyeballs. It's looking very dark at the moment, but in a minute we'll put the highlights on it, and that's what you really need to make it come alive, especially for Totoro. You can see I've put like little stitches on Totoro's head there. That's sort of reminiscent of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I wanted it to look like it'd been hatched together and stitched together. Patchwork. A patchwork Totoro. And then this layer here is the highlight. This is going to be white. Again, no highlights on Totoro. Don't think it needs it because it's just a big bulbous thing. It doesn't need any more highlights. This is for the face. As you can see, those bits of cutouts are just following the contours, the muscle structure. I had lots of children talking to me at this point, and children and toxic spray paint is not a good mix. And no matter how many times you tell them, don't get this near you, it'll hurt you, they just want to go closer, which I understand. I'm exactly the same. Let's get this one off so we can see what's going on. Take it off, Steve. Take it off. Come on. Boo! There's the face and the hand. Going back in with the spray paint just to stop the defragmentation there, which is very Avengers. Spoiler. But we all know here you can see how when you draw a face you've got to follow the contours, the muscle structure, and you can see how that follows the muscle structure of the cheek and the jawline. And then as you can see we are, what am I doing now? Nothing's happening. Oh, here we go. I'm going in with white paint to do the eyes. I brought a really bad white paint with me. Those eyes took about 9 coats to get even white. I don't know what the brand was, but it was crap. I think it was Sea Whites. Don't ever buy Sea Whites paint. And then highlighting the eyes. Again, you can't really see because of the distance away the camera is, but adding eyelashes, little lens flares, shadowing, all that type of stuff to try to make it come alive. I've also added an awful lot of lines into the hair to give that hair that sort of snaky feel. Oh, and here's a big jump. The soot creatures from Totoro and Spirited Away. Yes, they're from that. This was a last minute idea by my girlfriend. Said, do these little soot monsters. So I thought, yeah, big idea. So we did them just flying out from behind her. But I forgot to press record on the camera. This was just done by doing a little of black spray paint, drawing out the little soot marks with a bit of Posca, and then paint the eyes in. Very, very simple. Bit of highlights in the hair. In retrospect, I think these highlights in the hair probably weren't needed. I think I should have left them. Don't think the hair needed much highlighting. And then that's it, roughly. Signing it, so we're all finished. But you can see from this, you see how the ears are going onto the beam at the top, which I really love. That was something that, again, just happened when we got there. And there she is. The snarl in her nose is really cool. I love the teeth. It all looks really good. I'm really happy with it. And it was a brilliant day. And you know what? Painting Totoro is a fucking honour. And there she is alongside my friend Hannah Adamashek's painting, which you can't really see. Over to you, Steve.
Well, there it is. Thank you for watching. I was so happy with this painting, so happy with the day. Such a great fun day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And I shall see you in the next video. Subscribe. I can't really be bothered to say that anymore, but you got to. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oops, hit my mic.